invite Chloe Spurwick to come and receive this letter. We didn't have the Prime Minister join us. We're going to give this to you, Chloe, to take directly to the House and to deliver it to him in person. Thank you.
The reason that people who are experiencing hardship, particularly homelessness, are drawn to the city centre is because it's where the lights and the services and the people are. That's just a really basic and immutable fact. So I think we're always going to see people who are experiencing that hardship being drawn into places and spaces where they can get access to the services that they need to deal with that hardship. When those problems are surfaced because those people are presenting themselves in places like the city centre to these services, that should be a prompt for us to deal with that if we had a responsible government. However, unfortunately, what we're seeing right now is that the government just wants to move that issue along, to sweep it under the rug. I have asked the Prime Minister directly, time and time again, whether he will come to Auckland Central to walk the streets to meet the people, including the children who his policies have made homeless. And time again, he has completely danced around or ignored the actual question, and sometimes he's even sought to laugh it off. It is not good enough for somebody who holds themselves out to be a leader in this country.
We know that the ban needs to be binned because it is going to cause harm to our people. It's going to push more of our whānau, our young people, our children out of the city centre. There's a reason why people come to the city centre. It is often because there's a level of security and stability and access to support that you don't have out in the suburbs. And so it will just push people further away from the support they need. And with that, there is risk. There is risk of harm. There's risk of people being abused, exploited, and actually experiencing homelessness for much longer than they would need to. If punishing people for not having access to housing is deplorable, there's a reason why people are experiencing homelessness right now in the city centre. It is the homelessness crisis is escalating, and that is because of some very clear political decisions that our government has made to prioritise landlords and the people who own houses over the people who need to live in them. The real risk here is around the criminalisation of young people and the criminalisation of people experiencing homelessness. And we will see more people going into the justice system and going into prison rather than into support and into housing.
Their stories of that trauma, that tragic pain of being on these streets needs to translate into action. It needs to translate into trauma-informed services, wraparound support and care, and most importantly, housing. From there, they have more chances to live up to their potential. And I'm sure that's what we all want for young people. As a resident of the city, there are those of us who take it upon ourselves to take food to people who we see don't have anywhere to live. And it's crushing because there was an elderly couple who people in the community were feeding, and the old lady passed away. And it breaks my heart to think she didn't have a warm bed to pass away in. She passed away on the cold, hard concrete of the streets. Surely we're better than this. Surely we can do better than this, where our old people and our young people aren't resigned to die on these streets of Auckland, of all cities.
I think we should get homeless people, a home and integrate them back into society. If that works, then I think that would be a good idea. But just banning them and with nowhere to go, I think is not such a good idea.
Yeah, they're kind of just left to their own devices, which seems a bit harsh. But yeah, it does seem to be getting a lot worse as well, which is really hard to see.
That's terrible. There definitely needs to be better support to support people. You can't just ban people when they're in their time of need. So they need to do better.
Well, I have no objection to that, but I certainly do if they're just going to evict them into the countryside with no provision for them. That would be ridiculous.